An absolutely explosive map one, in particular from the man on the screen right now, Valde. He was looking good, and the hometown hero of Mixwell showing up as well. Risk, how did you feel for your prediction heading into map number one there?
You see, Harry, I do the trick that Thorin does sometimes, and I set up 2 predictions because like I'm Danish, of course I'm going to be happy when the Danes win. But then I predict the other team to win, so no matter what happens, Harry, I'm still happy.
There you go, mate. And also, you just kind of semi-came for Thorin, so you know, your career and life is over. Welcome to map number 2 in the grand final of DreamHack Valencia. For those of you who are just tuning in, map number 1 was Inferno, the map pick of Luminosity, and North absolutely destroyed them on it. It was a commanding performance from Valde that saw him just wipe the floor with the Brazilians. I think it's fair to say Henny and Nekker's the only 2 players really showing up for Luminosity. Now we head on through to Mirage, a map that Luminosity haven't fared too well on.
Pistol round stats on your screen right now. 8-8 for North, as statistics would tell you it's going to be. Pretty much a 50-50. Now, the question is, can they keep this going, North? This would be the 8th time in a row that Luminosity have lost Mirage if it happens again. I know we're covering, of course, with the Mission Impossible theme this weekend, but it's the other way of the stick, as 007 might become 008 for Luminosity.
Yeah, they're on a Mission Impossible of their own over on the side of the Brazilians. Yeah. Mirage is going to be the second map in this best of 3 final to decide who takes home that trophy and $50,000. And we're going to be getting into this already. Mixwell taking up position over here in mid. Isn't going to spot anything out early on. You can see MSL's donning the kit, and a smoke for the side of North for Luminosity. Steel picking up all the utility. I believe the smoke's already gone out early on.
Neck is already down and out for the count. But here we go, Yell getting that entry. And Yell on the bomb side, but another one from Yell, and Luke is chiming in also.
Valde trying to make a stand, trying to keep that commanding performance going forward. And, well, tapping away, 1 bullet left, has to get the reload off, and he's going to be given time. Speaking of time, he's bought plenty of it. Crazy to go rotating around, but it's Henny on the flank, and Henny's going to find a double.
So if we continue the Mission Impossible theme, and this being the impossible mission, who do you think is going to step up, become Ethan Hunt / Tom Cruise here for Luminosity this game?
Well, for me, it's got to be Henny once again. I think he's looking very good. I mean, it's Henny Porra versus Valdemar in the server right now.
That's a next level reference, man.
And look at this, 4 spy from North. They're going to have 1 man up close on the ramp Risk, and that man is going to be none other than Azu. We've seen him have a couple of nuts rounds with pistols over here on Mirage. He's got to try and hold his own, but instead Nekkers deletes him straight away, and a bit more damage done through the smoke onto Valde. Yeah, he does manage 1 from within the realm of CT. Steel, maybe getting a bit too ambitious there. Caught in the smoke by Mixwell. Only had that the USP, now going to graduate onto the Mac-10, the Mac-Daddy of North. Henny's tagged down low. Nekkers doesn't look too healthy either. Mixer going to stick around because any kill he can get with that just furthers the AWP fund. Yeah. $600 for every frag he makes possible.
Cabby now has found a scout as well, so he's going to retreat with that. Or at least try to bring it into the next round. He's probably just going to sit here in apartments. If someone challenges, he's going to take it, but he's not going to come around and go look for Henny. He wants to bring the scout into the next, and the same with the Mac-10. Oh, okay, actually, I take that back. He goes for it, and perhaps overextends too much. Cabby loses the scout, loses the C set as well, and now has to go in and just play with a USP in this upcoming round. 2 rounds in a row for Luminosity. And you know what, Harry? They're just one more round away from getting the same amount of rounds as they got against Heroic on this map, which were 3.
That's not the record that they're that too bothered about breaking. They're going to be hoping for the magic number of 16 Risk.
Yes.
Because they want to try and take this through.
That is true.
A 3rd map.
That is what I'm hoping as well, Harry.
That's what we all want to see. Now, they get the A-bomb set for free this time around. Going to keep all 5 players alive. They're pretty going to like to go hunting maybe with the guys who have these SMGs.
Oh, for sure. Like, Yell is going to be unleashed. He's going to be allowed to go and do whatever he wants to do. Lucas and Nekis will probably look to save them and bring it into the next round. And Yell might have an ace here if he plays it correctly. It's going to be incredibly hard, but let's see. Actually gets none of it because there's another McDaddy in town, and that's Valde. Steel though has to survive here. There's 5 players pressuring him. Will he take this?
Yeah, this should just be the mop-up for Steel. And indeed it is. Luminosity. 3-0 start. They find the pistol, they find the anti-ecos as well. They get all the conversions, and now the buy comes in for the north side. Easy Street has officially ended. I'm on your screen there, Kiev. You didn't really have to see too much from him on Inferno.
We need to see him step up. Him and Valde together as a duo with Mixwell on the AWP, and then you have the 3 star players you need, and Mixwell! He started this off perfectly. Neck has gone down, and once more, we were talking about this on Inferno, has been the star player so far in this tournament, and whoop, okay. Henny will execute Steel.
Luminosity, I mean, already given away this 2-man advantage the way north. No trades coming through. The only kill that's been found was Henny onto his teammate. I mean, now for Luminosity, it's back to the drawing board. Over here towards A is where they're going to head. Yell has the AWP in hand. There's 3 players inside of the A bomb site for north. It's going to be even odds as they head on in. Minute left on the clock, still plenty of time. Yell leading the charge with the AWP in hand.
What?
Well, gonna get wrecked by Lucas, but Valde's in position to trade, and now still haven't spotted out easy, but that Molotov's gonna draw him out of the open. He takes the peek, takes the fight. Yell's gonna win it. Now Valde up on the stairs, players coming his way, and Henny wins that fight. So now suddenly the pressure's on to Kierby. MSL on a very lengthy wrap all the way through T-spawn. He's the failsafe. He's the linchpin, the man that can keep North in this round. And Kierby just biding time. MSL, they've spotted him. They know that he's here. They dispatch a Kierby, and now it's just one man left to deal with. MSL, who was on that lurk, so much to do, has to stand and deliver. Starts to wrap in, and Yell's gonna find him. A commanding 3K, the hat trick. But the secondary AWP over on Luminosity, North on the back of that. Their money's going to be all said and done.
So North here finding some struggles early on. Shot by Yell, but I have to say the entry from Lucas as well. That is due to the fact that they're actually sitting one player to hold Palace, to hold the aggression. But I don't think I think there's like a slight gap in the way that they're holding the positions, because he should not be able to go out of Palace with a UMP-45 and spray down Mixwell, who's holding a completely different angle. So something's definitely wrong in that setup for North on the bomb side. Now it's going to get even worse, because this is just pistols for the Danes and the one Spaniard.
Ooh. Made on a Mixwell does find some damage. He's still going to sit pretty over here in the window. MSL's got their attention as well over here at short. Rifle for him to retrieve. Henny gonna hop down. The bomb about to get planted over here inside of A. MSL will take that AK all day long. Mixwell might want to stick around to try and do that much more damage. Henny's making this look easy right now down in mid. Bomb falls over here at A, and that is MSL now looking to hold on to this one solitary rifle. Luminosity gonna find themselves a 5th round. And this is the sort of Luminosity we need to see if we want to see a 3rd map.
Yeah. That's definitely true. Yell has not lost a single point of health yet, but hasn't really been in duels. The rest of his teammates have, and they've all come out the victory. All of the kills there, and now MSL, last man standing. The question is still going to go further in than this? No, he's going to run away. Oh, will be caught off guard. The footstep sound will trade his life. And now MSL on the back of this bomb site. See if he can bring this AK onto the next one, but he turns around just in time, and you can see it in his face. That sucks. But for Henny, it's a good time. The timeout comes in from MSL himself. First of the 4 they have available.
Yeah, some time to mull things over. There are some clear problems right now, and they're figuring out how best to approach this. I mean, even if you think about their first buy round, right, they were up in a 5-on-3, and it eluded them, and that's now what's seen Luminosity through to this 5-0 lead. Perhaps feeling a little bit overconfident from their results over on Inferno.
And the thing you have to say to yourself in this kind of situation that you're North, that, okay, practically we only lost 2 rounds. We lost a pistol, which is usually a 50-50, and then we lost the first buy round of our own mistakes. So you have to go in and approach this round as all the first 5 never really happened, and go in with a fresh mindset. Easy. Aggressive with the flashbang and the play. 1 for 1 and good damage onto Henny.
Tight angle for Mixwell to hold, but he's going to win the fight out versus Yell, so now pressure back onto Luminosity. Ooh, but that's the pressure alleviated. MSL getting a bit too big for his boots over in the B apartments. And on the back of it, Neckers, he's secured this B bomb site. The one defining point could be Valde on this flank round through the ramp, but he's going to catch Lucas. Now they double back, and the bomb's been retrieved, but Mixwell's waiting for it. That's the bomb dropped, and Neck is now alone, stranded behind enemy lines. Has it all to do. Valde's going to come hunting. Neck lands the headshots, and now a 1v2 to his name, and the bomb to retrieve, but a minute left on the clock. There is a man over at the top of mid. Mixwell now spots him, and this is where the peek should come through from Kirby, but it hasn't. The Neck is given a chance. Peeking on round. Mixwell still holding the angle, holding his own. Neck knows that this is a near on impossible fight to win, but somehow he's done it. And now a 1v1 versus Kirby. Surely Luminosity don't give away another massive advantage. 30 seconds left on the clock. Neck is going to go for the rotation. Kirby,
He knows it.
he's heard everything. He might even best him into the bomb site. Indeed he will, as he rotates up through connector. Neckers has to get this bomb down. Doesn't really have time to work with to clear the angles. And Kirby peeking from the stairs. Shuts him down. So close yet so far. North going to find their first round, but regardless, that was way closer than it ever should have been. Almost a 1v3 for Neckers there.
And it's all down to him at this point. Like, he takes this round on his back and carries it almost to the finish line. Money, thanks to one player just surviving, is not good for North. But here comes a double up setup on the T side for Luminosity. Let's see if they can work something out with this. Neck is going aggressive on short, though. Gabby will be the one to challenge him in that position. No up this time around for Mixwell. Steele picks up Valde. Bomb is still dropped top mid, so the terrorist team have not yet decided where they want to go. They're just going to try and see if they can find some picks, and Gabby is just demolished because of MSL's not spotting. He's just holding it defensively and has allowed Yell's up to walk in. And it's these small cracks we see in the system. Steele with a incredibly lucky spray, but his crosshair was on point. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, just AZ and MSL left. MSL caught off guard by Steele. Now they know where he is. They have his name, his number, his address, and Steele will best him. AZ not ready for the man there. That's Neck is going aggressive, able to trade. So Luminosity, they're going to answer straight back with a 6th round. The statistic reads that they're 0-7 on this map.
Yeah.
But you certainly wouldn't think that right now as they sit 6-1 up on the T side. Everyone showing up in spades right now for Luminosity, and for North, at a crucial juncture, everyone seems to have fallen silent.
And he once more starting out. I think he's only died once. That was the round that North won, and then he's on either 8 or 9 frags or something like that. He's been on point. And once again, you said it, like, he needs to step up and be that hero. Neckers is trying his best as well, and if they can unify those two, Henny, Neckers, both coming in. We've seen Steele have a couple of good rounds as well. That's the antidote. Lucas just playing it smartly, not allowing Kirby to go aggressive. So much mid-control for Luminosity. They control the whole area. Still a 3-man stack on B that will be dissolved now.
And here's Neckers once again, the man to open this round up. Charging into B, and he's been so good at taking this portion of the map. AZ manages one, but it's just MSL and him left now, and Neck is maybe getting a bit overzealous. Might give them a way back in. MSL finds two with the Deeg, and now suddenly this whole round gets called into question. The utility going to rain on through. That smoke's given MSL a chance to grab the AK. Now hiding in Luminosity's own smoke. Denies the bomb plant. MSL. 5 bullets left in the gun. Peeks on out to bench, and he's going to drop Lucas. MSL. 4 kills as he locks down B. Repelling the forces of Luminosity and securing that second round for North.
Rolling back the years here, MSL. Before he was an in-game leader, and that's a long time since he wasn't, he actually was a decent fragger and could go into these clutch situations with a lot of confidence. He does it again here, and we see it time and time again. Sometimes he'll just come in and have one round, usually on the bottom of the scoreboard, but sometimes he'll just come in and hit that old power. And he and the boys now lining up for an A execute. They have the setup, have the smokes, they have the strategy. Here we go. Smoke's going over, flashes following suit, and Mixwell is in trouble.
He's going to lose AZ, his teammate inside of the bomb site. Mixwell held away. 4-on-4, that bomb about to try and make it across, and so far, no team faring too well on the spray through the smoke. They've assembled a quick little boost though, and that's allowed Kirby to drop the bomb. And now these smokes fade.
That's a terrible place to lose the bomb. That is probably the worst place on A to lose that bomb.
It's dropped out into the open. Valde even wrapping around to add insult to injury, relying on his 3 remaining teammates inside of the bomb site to hold down this bomb. Lucas over in Palace. Not going to try and lead the charge, but will they be ready for Valde? I'm not so sure. He's the man that can make all the difference right now. Slip it into the back, and there's Lucas falling. Valde, they all line up for him. He makes it nice and easy on the wrap round. 4 kills for him in that round. And North moving on to a third.
Back-to-back 4K rounds for North. MSL, then Valde stepping up. Big boy flank from Valdemort himself. And this forces Luminosity on almost a full eco. 1 Desert Eagle, a couple of P250s is all there is for the Brazilians right now. Mixwell has gotten himself an orb again, of course. Flash top mid, perfect. Flash assist from Mixwell, and Valde cleans up. Eco will be demolished without a single casualty for North.
And this is where things get a little bit more scary now. If you are Luminosity, you get off to a good start, but now they seem to have slowed right down, grinding to a halt. They have a bye here in this round, round 11. But North certainly starting to find their footing once again.
And this is the classic North, right? Like start out slow, give away a bunch of rounds by losing that pistol, lose the first buy round, and then come back and show really what you're made of. This is what we've been used to seeing so far, especially in this tournament from them, due to the fact that they're playing with a stand-in. 2 players going down towards underpass. Steel already made his way into mid. And with that Molotov, Kirby and Mixwell are going to be sure that no one can come in, but yeah, Kirby's on the position. He even knows that Steel was below him. Was ready for the angle. That was a nice double stack in mid from Kirby and Mixwell. Actually leaving mid now after showing 2 players early on, and now Yell has to make it all happen. Kirby goes and snatches the kill away. 4v3, but Kirby is low on HP.
Lucas over here in Palace, doing a little bit of damage to AZ deep within CT, but it's Valde now taking position up here in an angle that was once clear, and he's going to throw down the gauntlet, him and AZ. Locking that round for North, and suddenly the North train is back in full operation. Speaking of train, that's the 3rd map that we could end up on.
That is true.
if Luminosity keep this lead heading forward. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the grand final DreamHack Open Valencia. North winning out map number 1 over on Inferno. Luminosity's map pick, and here, in map 2, Luminosity currently have the lead, but it's been closing in. They're starting to feel a bit claustrophobic now, especially as we're seeing key players spring back to life for North. In particular, it's Valde, the man top of the board once again. He's been showing up in spades for this Danish team.
Now, play here, waiting in apartments. Palace, if you will. One player is going to try and take mid control, come through connector. One's going to lurk behind, come up from the ramp, but get picked apart. Still getting one in, but immediately shut down, and Mixwell is on point right now, 3K. Will he get the 4K as well? Yes, he will. Who else but Mixwell?
Yeah, he's going to be feeling good doing this well in front of the home crowd. And I mean, even he kind of getting off to a reasonably slow start when you think about his performance back on Inferno.
That last shot is insane. It's just against the pistol, yes, but on point for Mixwell.
Ooh, but now crucially, this double AWP going to be coming out between Yell and Henny. Valde switching up the pace, rushes in through lower tunnels, knows he doesn't want to stick around and re-peek into that AWP, so just going to get away with some nade damage, but still, there's about 100 damage done on the back of that one nade. Yeah, that's going to favor these M4s, as now those two players who just become one shot to the head.
That's a perfect nade to throw in, especially, as you said, like, they're playing CT side, they want to do non-economical damage. Nade damage so the M4s can finish off.
Well, down goes Mixwell. This B bomb site's fallen, the nade still raining in, and spreading damage across the Luminosity side, but North looking like they're going to go ahead and save in this one. Don't want to risk it. Taking a look at the economy, there's plenty of money left for North. $12,000 on Kirby, who looks to stay alive here.
He was the bank on Inferno, and he will be the bank again here on Mirage. One thing to mention as well, like, yes, this is not the best. In fact, this is the worst map for Luminosity, but it isn't really that good either for North. Like, it's one of the okay-ish maps, but they have lost games. I remember they lost one of the games against Gambit on it. They have defeated Liquid lately, and they took MIBR 16-14 Ideas of Long Cologne, also a close game. So it's not one of the absolute favorite maps. And it's the age-old question, like, okay, are we going to pick into our opponent's weakness, our own strengths? And this time they decided to go for the weakness of Luminosity. So far behind with one round. Nice shot from Lucas. Secondary AWP this time around. I think he had the front spawn.
Yeah, it's the AWPs opening things up early. Mixwell turns his attention towards ramp. Just going to miss that shot. On to Henny. Easy waiting. Goes ahead and sets up over here towards the Palace. Mixwell holding for the aggression from there, and Luminosity backing away. They're going to try and switch things up. They're going to leave Neckers behind to not allow any aggression from North to clear this portion of the map. Keep their attention here. And they say bomb site, actually the bomb on the back of Steel going to join up with them, both the AWPs. Heading over here towards SB bomb site, but MSL lies in wait, watching the narrowest of angles, holding. Oh, that's a big barrel, he spotted it, and there's the shot. Yell falls. That's the size of the barrel that gives it all away. Steel and Lucas left. Rotation able to come in from Steel, 30 seconds on the clock, and Lucas has to try and step up here. Usually it's his brother who dons the AWP, but he's going to try and do it now. Peeking into MSL, he does not win that fight. Steel's left in a 1v4, and at this point, Save Cool going to come on in. He can drop an AK over so they can field the buy into this next round, but for North, they're going to tie things up 7-7.
Look at that money. Steel can drop one for Henny. And then Yell might be able to go on a CZ or a Mac 10 or something like that. So no AWP's probably going to come out for the T side here. Here we go, the Hala play from MSL. Usually not the one with the AWP, but when it's just holding angles, he can do a very, very good job with it, especially on the speed side. That's one of his specialities. But now, we have reached the last round of the first half. It's all tied up, 7-7. One team will have to go in front. And MSL aggressively with the AWP, fully flashed and will be pushed away.
Yeah, they're pressuring on to Valder and MSL. They have to hold their own, and Valder will be burnt out, but they still have to contend with MSL. Now the shot missed and players closing in, but he's bought time. Rotations here from A. The bomb's still yet to make it into the bomb site. Yell finds one, but now he's going to do with two more. And it's easy. Over on short to drop him. North winning out the half by the skin of their teeth. But let's not forget, North was 6-1 down at one point in time. Finishing the half 8-7, that's not something they can be disappointed with.
And if their pistol round statistics will hold true, then they'll win this pistol as well, because they have been 50% winning every single pistol round, and they lost the first one here in Mirage, so obviously they're going to win this one, Harry. That's some logic for you right there.
That is the infallible Danish logic.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, as you said, like, great start once more from Luminosity, kind of like we saw in Inferno. Henny was pumping up. Right now he's on the top of the scoreboard as well with 8 frags. Nekkes is on 12, doing good as well. But then they started to kind of fizzle out of energy throughout that second half, and then we saw North really take control. Is that same thing going to happen again? I actually see one North jersey in that crowd. Good on you, my man. And a lot of happy Spanish people here, just here to watch some great Counter-Strike. It's always nice to see people coming out for some good CS.
Yeah, this time around they have the added bonus of being able to root behind Mixwell in the grand final. So it's always fun. Of course, it's been a while since they've got to do that here in Valencia. Have the Spanish player to root behind. I think it was 2016 when maybe the scale of this came down a little bit. There was a smaller prize pool, and then it was all Spanish teams. But since then, they haven't had a Spaniard in the final to be excited about. Nekkes. It's actually Yell, the star of the show. Nekkes falls short, but are they ready for Henny? They're most certainly not. He's tagged down low, and MSL hopping around. That's created some space. Bomb on his back. And first going to try and deter the man from peeking out from shop. Bomb still yet to be planted. MSL not feeling too confident that they might not close on in and to deny things, so giving them plenty of time, and now the bomb gets dropped. Suddenly this round becomes pretty dangerous, but Valde, we've seen him do spectacular things. He's got to go ahead and live up to it once again. This time he gets beheaded. Kierby tagged down low, brought to his knees, and Steel finally finishes off the job that Henny started. That's the round going the way of Luminosity. They win the pistol once again.
So now we're obviously going to see a third map, because then the statistics can be right, you know. Then North needs to win 2-0 pistol rounds in that. No, we're really nice done job here by Yell. He knows the timing of when to push in and when to rotate away as well. Looking very solid. North on the other side of things will have to go on a couple of pistols and then buy up in that next round. One flash on MSL, and then the full A-side explosion is going to come in. But look at Lucas. He has the MP9 ready. He's ready to farm some cash, Harry.
He most certainly is. Valde opens up on his brother, and now another. Lucas falls as...
Okay.
Yeah, the two twins don't stand the test of time inside of that A-bomb site. They both falter, and now suddenly, man advantage for North. They're going to roll back through T-spawn.
This is such a sick call from MSL. You know you've gotten that advantage. You know you pulled the full rotation. You're forcing them to play 2-1. Or maybe even 1-1-1 with one on each bomb side and one in mid. This is such a nice call from him. This is such a nice round from Valde as well. But let's see, Yell is still on the bomb side.
He's tied up, doesn't want to go down. And Valde, his third kill. The hero once again for North. He's digging deep. And he's hauled them into this round. A round that they had no business winning, just pistols invested. Even going to tag down Nekkes. A quick headshot there with the MP9. What is going on? Valde charging forward, really hungering for the ace. And Steel has found them both. 1v2 needed. That bomb already ticked down too low, and he's going to back away to save. 4 kills for Valde. A 9th round for North. And I mean, so much money made, because most of them coming off the back of the MP9.
He's on 18-12 now. with above 100 ADR. And there's been a lot of great players in this tournament, as we do see AC stealing it away from Steel himself, but Valde has, so far for me, without a doubt, been the best. This is insane. V9 with the last two, and now money's on the side of North. Luminosity on the other side of things, just on pistols, and we've seen this time and time again. Win the pistol, but get reset.
Wow. Just the Deegs in play. 157 on Steel and Yell holding close to the ramp. Looking like it's just going to be the A set piece. North lining up smokes and flashes, and there's Yell to open up. Decapitates Kirby, going to stick around. The AK got blown towards him. The flash is perfect, and Yell's found a double. Pressure now on for North as they look to try and make this play happen. The smokes are down, and AZ manages another. Still a 3-on-3. Yeah, it's that flank from Steel. He has the Fuse gets Henny rather on this flank round. Here's the footsteps down on ramp. He might arrive into Palace just in the nick of time to spot AZ before he pushes in. North aren't ready for this. AZ certainly is not. Henny now with an M4 to try and work with. They lose Valde. Mixwell, the hometown hero, 1v2.
Let's have the bomb though. And this is where it becomes a mind game. So do you believe he's either going to go to B, or do you believe he's going to go for the fake and go back to A? They have to split 1-1, all play together, and then lose a lot of time on the bomb. They're going to split 1-1. They're afraid of that B push. And now it's going to be Mixwell against Nekis. Was playing a very defensive posture. Might even wait until the numbers ticked in, but he's planning behind the boxes. He's waiting for his teammate. They're going to play this 2v1.
Yeah, Nekis being patient, but Mixwell's been given time to fall back onto the ramp. They know where he is. There's no smoke for Luminosity. So they have to win the fight here versus Mixwell. Looking to put the pain back in Spain as he holds it off down on the ramp. 1v2, time working against Luminosity, and Nekis going to tap on that bomb. Has to get on it sometime soon. The peek from Mixwell yields him the first, and now just Henny left to topple. From atop the stairs, Henny finds the flag, but not the round. And North going to be picking up a 10th. On the back of the Spaniard, the stand-in. They do reach double digits.
What a play from Mixwell. He sees the situation, sees, okay, what's my best chance? I'm probably going to play CT, plant for that ramp play. Patiently wait. Take that first frag. Here's the bomb. And then it's a risky peek. He's basically counting on them not having a kit, and he was correct. And then even though he loses the peek, the duel still wins the round. Of course, with Henny saving his weapon, he's going to bring that into the next one. The rest of his team, Luminosity, on pistols. 2 Desert Eagles, 1 on Yell, 1 on Lucas. MSL just casually enjoying some TV here. Valde. They do. Takes down the first one. Another for AC. And Henny has to be the only real factor here in this round for Luminosity, but they haven't seen him yet. And there they see him, and he goes down.
Now, these 2 players in CT should just get mopped up now. There's a bit of damage done. Oh! Nekis attempts the flying Zeus. Ultimately does not pan out. North, an 11th round.
And seemingly everything is gelling so far for North. Like, everything is working out. Their systems, yes, there are some few holes in them, but very easily fixable.
Yeah, I mean, still, like, this has been close for Luminosity, right? They win the pistol, they lose that Antica, but then they almost answer back on the force by their own. That round there was always going to be pretty clean. They're only up against the USPs and then that 1 saved rifle, so now the real test comes in, and a double AWP purchased early on for Yell and Henny. Nekis looking to try and secure control of the top of mid. This is going to net them a decent bit of information. Actually, they're just going to wait. They might spot MSL and co as they look to try and exit out from the lower tunnels, and they're not ready for this. Neck that's the bomb drop. They now have to try and get this trade as he sits on the bomb. Mixwell, missed shot, now going to attempt it with the Deeg, does manage one. Players all around, and Mixwell not able to land the flick, so convincing round from Luminosity here on their CT side. Once they get those rifles in hand, they look pretty dominant as now North's money gets called into question as well.
Very nicely done with the setup in mid. Just once every 10 rounds or something, you can throw a play like that into the mix. It works out for them. MSL was not ready for that at all, and they gained a quick one-man advantage, but now the B explosion. It's going to be Henny. It's going to be Steel to hold back this push from North.
Players pouring his way, fully flashed off the angle. Henny opens up, but he's going to be tested once more. Hiding on the truck, he loses Steel inside of the bomb site, knows that players have wrapped on by, and Valde in through the smoke gets rid of him. Kirby's already gone aggressive into the shop.
Oh, okay, Lucas just tags it.
Going to try and show they're closed for business here inside of B, and Kirby won't go ahead and extend it that much further. Yell, they might be tempted now that he's found this one frag on a Mixwell. Save call looking like it's going to come on in. Luminosity falling away. Neck is sticking around, getting a bit too ambitious, goes peeking into it, and he's going to get punished for it. Death, they didn't need to concede, and that's going to be the 12th round for North on the back of it.
This is definitely much closer than what we saw in map 1, but still, I feel like there's a slight edge at this point for North, even though they're only in the lead with 3 rounds. Valde's playing really well. It's been a while since we see him continually in a best of 3 play this well. And he's been playing well for the entire tournament. It's one of the great things to see with this North lineup, and one of the things they need to make work. Valde needs to be at a good level. Kirby needs to be at a good level. And then, as said before, if Mixwell can be that 3rd star, pick up the orb, that's fine with me. He might not be Danish, but I'm still pretty okay with this man.
Yeah, if he can keep this up, we'll certainly have no problem getting a Danish passport, that's for sure. Now back towards the B-bomb site they go. They've had success here. Kirby's already out. Oh, he's fully flashed. There's a man behind him. Shots raining in all around. Henny with the Mag 7 trying to hold on to B. Finally going to get toppled, but Neck is already here. He's already inside of that bomb site. Just biding his time, and with the Deeg shuts down one. It's easy to tap down Yell, leaving it now in a 1v1 that never should have been. Bomb down in the middle of the site, but AZ keeps his cool, and that's going to be the round. Going the way of the Danes, 13-9. And no money left for Luminosity. They're in dire straits now.
This one from AC was nicely done. Wins that 1v3, yes. There's only one AWP in play this round, and the rest are pistols, but he's on point, and he's been one of the players who's received so much flack. Actually, even more than Mertz, who's right now not playing at this tournament. But he's coming back into form, AZ, and Kirby now shaking away as he gets the double.
Neckers and Steel left, and the USPs between them don't really fancy their odds too highly. 14th round for North. Now the buy comes in for Luminosity. A last-ditch attempt, a loss here, and they are force buying into map, series, and tournament point in favor of North.
Deep breaths, Harry. Deep breaths for all the souls in Brazil who are watching. Let's see.
It's a faster play in towards A. Yell has to hold his own here. They go walking into his crosshair. Quick double from the man as he looks to try and keep Luminosity in this, but the Molotov is picture perfect. Mixwell manages one more. He's not ready for Steel down in CT. Valde going to come rotating around and look to join them, but MSL, nice shot dispatching of the man within that CT position, and now it is just Henny left alive, and he's looked unbelievable for Luminosity almost throughout this entire event. They need him to kind of return to that form once again. The AWP in hand, his weapon of choice.
He has a correct position for this. If they peak at the same time, he's not going to be able to handle it, but this could be his.
They're walking his way. Henny has to do the impossible here. Both players peek into it, and MSL going to land the shot. 15-9. The economy, the morale for Luminosity, it's all broken.
And they make the perfect play. Like the first guy walks in, looking the other way, and the second guy a second after, just to cause a bit of confusion. No matter what, they win that duel. No matter what.
And once again, Valde, 26 kills. Top of the board for North. Yep. He has been
MVP.
Just an unbelievable performance from him. You know, that brush off the old shoulder he was doing on a phone, that's definitely justified now here in Mirage once again. MSL holding ramp for Luminosity. This is a last-ditch attempt.
Yeah, I'm going to guess 130 ADR over 2 maps so far. What a way he's come into this.
North, now they are just 5 kills away from securing the title here at DreamHack Open Valencia. The 4 Danes, 1 Spaniard. The man in front of the home crowd. Need 5 kills to do it.
Their second Open trophy this year as well. They won in Tour. That was 5 Danes. Now they're in Spain. They brought, well, the Pain and a local. Looking to win it again. They're setting up for the A. Execute. There are 3 CT players here. A 4th one is rotating in. Can they make it?
Well, Yell's able to open up. Time working against North. They have to try and pick up the pace. Yell hiding in the smoke. He's gone by. Does manage that frag, but Kierby answers back. And now it's AZ. Up in the Palace. Lucas tagged down at Firebox. Falls and Henny in CT. It's just Steel left alive. 1v2. And Kierby goes facing into him. He tries to keep Luminosity in this, but it's not going to happen. North will be your victors, 16-9. The 4-man Danish core and the Spaniard standing have done it. As they close out Mirage, it's going to be a convincing 2-0 win for this North squad. As you say, Risk, their second Open title this year. DreamHack's being very kind to them, Valencia being very kind to them as well, as the crowd rallying behind them with that Spaniard in the roster. Commiserations, of course, going the way of Luminosity. They were looking good, they were looking convincing. Inferno was strong, but North will be the ones emerging victorious.
And the North is here, even though we're in the South. And there's the man on the stage right now, Mixwell. Of course, going on to greet his colleagues, saying GG. And here we go.
And well, for North, as we say, their second DreamHack Open title. They're feeling good about this. They're going to be relishing in the victory.
Mixwell to lift it, of course. They're waiting for him.
He wants to go ahead and high-five everyone over on the side of Luminosity. A sportsman as ever. The Spanish flag wrapped around him in front of his home crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, North are your DreamHack Open Valencia champions.
Yes, it is very much true. North are your DreamHack Open Valencia champions. They have done it, and each time they lift this trophy, they should be holding their head even higher. It is a hell of a performance put on here in the grand finals, and of course that man Valde right there had a hell of an intricate part in making that happen.
Yeah, definitely so. Mixwell, obviously the home crowd hero here, taking a bow, cheering and waving to the crowd who obviously adore him, out to watch him win a big trophy as a stand-in. I think the final seemed a little bit too easy for North in the end.
Yeah, 58 kills for Valde. I mean, what can you say about it? In 2 maps as well. Going to Mirage, I kind of felt like for a moment that Luminosity might be able to pull off the impossible, take it to map number 3, but then things just turned around, everyone started hitting the shots, and yeah, overall, a kind of an anticlimactic finish.
Yeah.
What has been a pretty close tournament.
It was a pretty strong start once again from Luminosity, but it fizzled out very quickly. You saw the clutch plays coming in once again, some really good individual decision-making and fragging power coming out from that of the north side, and once again, they lose a pistol and they convert on the second. They didn't even have armor this time around. It was just a couple of upgraded P250s and whatnot, and from there they're able to steer the ship clear and take the victory, take the trophy.
And Luminosity won all 4 pistol rounds.
That's a pretty that's a pretty good step in the right direction, and not to be able to convert too much off that would definitely hurt a bit. But I think it's good scenes for Luminosity to get the core back together, and it's good signs for these guys going forward. Obviously, Yell mentioned this is the first time he's ever made it to a playoffs, let alone a grand final of this kind of tournament. So big steps forward for the Luminosity roster, and props to them for being able to put on a show over the course of these 3 days.
They definitely have put on a showing, and for a, dare I say, first tournament back on LAN, on the server, they had a pretty good run, I do believe.
Yeah, you got to be happy with yourself, I think. You know, if coming into this, everybody with stand-ins or new players to rosters, not much preparation, it was a tournament with lots of clutches, lots of highlights in that regard. Not necessarily the most beautiful Counter-Strike. Fundamentals were on display, and a bit of flary, flashiness, and showmanship was another thing to point out in this grand final.
Yeah, and if you look at the finals as well, North were kind of the favorites to reach the finals here alongside G2, but look at the other teams who kind of fell off the wayside. We had VP, they struggled, then we had G2 as well get knocked out. So for Luminosity as such, right, considering they're one of the bigger underdogs alongside Giants, they were my bottom 2, to be very honest, coming to this tournament. I'm like, yeah, they might reach a playoffs, but you know, it would require a miracle. But yeah, there's a lot that they can take away from this. You know, a lot of mistakes and also good things they can take away from this. Everyone showed up, so this is a team that I'm excited to see in the future.
And here is the scoreboard from the grand finals. Of course, quite a bit of firepower put downrange from Valde. 130.9 ADR, and a close second to him would be Mixwell, but not even that close.
Jesus, Joseph and Mary, that's a blistering performance from Valde here in the grand final. Throughout the tournament, he was always very consistent. Everybody had their moments. Kyobi with clutches, AZ with impact frags, Mixwell on the AWP, but Valde, for me, here definitely has to be one of the best players in the tournament, if not the MVP.
Well, do you want to hear from him? Because
I would love to.
I think we can deliver that. We actually have Valde on the line right now. Congratulations, man. You guys have come here, you've lifted a trophy, and you, my friend, have put some serious firepower downrange. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Thank you.
You were really dialed in on that first map there with all those multi-frags going off like an absolute beast. Were you just feeling it, or the frags were just coming your way?
I think it's a bit of honeymoon, I guess.
Oh, always the way with the stand in there. You know, obviously very happy for Mixwell to win in front of his home crowd here. But what do you guys, I'm not trying to put a dampener on this, but what do you take from this, right? You've come into this tournament with a stand-in, and now moving forward, you're very happy with the victory. What does this kind of teach you? Because you have played a looser style of CS than what North has been known for over the last couple of months.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't really know what we can take away from this. I guess playing freestyle, like Steel said in another interview, can pay off, but it's also very inconsistent. So I don't know. Apparently, you can win a tournament with no practice and individual performance. So I'm just happy we won here, and I think it's great to have Mixwell as a stand-in. He's been doing so great, remembering all our tactics. He's been giving input, really good and calm clutch player, and I just love playing with him.
Okay, that could be good signs for the future.
Quick question from my end would be, where do you go from here, right? Like, I mean, it is Mixwell did come on as a stand-in, then we have quite a few events coming up. We also have the player break, but I think we do have a couple of events right before that as well. So what now after this win?
Right now we actually have a summer break. I think it's pretty well deserved. We've been working really hard the past 6 months or so, and we haven't really had the results that we wanted to. So I think we're gonna have a look at what players we can pick up from after the summer break. Because as you say, we have a lot of important tournaments. We have the major coming up. We have the Masters tournament in Stockholm. So I'm actually not sure what's next for us. But right now we're gonna go on a deserved holiday, and it feels amazing right when you come from a win.
I mean, you go from one high to the other. I mean, a holiday always feels good in my book. You know what else feels good, Valde?
What's up?
You being the MVP of the DreamHack Open Valencia, you have certainly earned that, and congratulations. It is by Astro, and they have certainly made that possible for you. Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We do have a stat line up here, too. And yes, 102 ADR across the entirety of this event is, I think, something you could be proud of.
Yeah, I guess so, but I just want to give a shout out to Mixwell. Like, I don't know, he's just the best stand-in we could have wished for in this situation, and him being so calm and experienced really showed in all our matches, I think. So yeah, credits to Mixwell.
And a quick question would be, like, you were feeling very... It kind of felt like there was some good vibes between you and Mixwell, especially on day 2 and day 3, right? Like, so what changed from day 1 between the two of you, the way you two were playing together in the server?
I think it's just like getting to know each other better. I literally never spoke with Mixwell before this event, so yeah, I guess you just need to gel a little bit and get to know each other better, but he's such a cool and calm guy, and yeah, you just really can't dislike him, I guess.
That's how you build relationships.
It's true. Cool as a cucumber. Thank you very much, Valde. Again, you are the MVP, brought to you by Astro. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team, man.
Thank you.
Whew. That man... definitely not someone you want to be on the receiving end of a weapon of in the game right now.
Yeah, he was a bit of a Terminator in that series and throughout the tournament, so props to him on getting the MVP, but feeling like it's done and dusted. It all happened so quick, the final, didn't it?
Yeah, very, like, we were kind of talking about how long it felt, but then finals got over in a jiffy.
Yeah, look, I think, you know, if you're looking at this tournament and the scheme of things and how it all panned out, it's definitely one of those scenarios where, as you heard Valde say, that coming into this with no preparation can be a good and a bad thing, and they've learned to play a little bit loose at Counter-Strike. And with that in mind, you know, we could be seeing a couple of positives come out for the North in the future. Oh, what's this? Apparently, this message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
What?
Valde, the MVP of the tournament here, AK-47 in hand, playing up the clutch scenario, up the ladder. Grabs another kill, that's 2 for the round, and what an absolute beast this guy's been throughout. And finish off with the last, once more, from the heavens.
A 4K on Train. Now, Train, it was one of those maps where these guys just kind of also came to their own, right?
It's also the ending of Mission Impossible Part 1, if you remember it. It ended on Train.
My memory's not that great.
Yeah, it's been a couple brain cells killed over the years, but...
yeah, that happens, but yeah.
Nonetheless, that was the Mission Impossible moment of the day, and of course, that movie will be coming out on July 27th in theaters around you and around the world. Guys, you know, I think we're almost at that point, but I think I'll give you guys the floor to say anything you want to say before I shut this bad boy down.
I think this event was pretty cool, right? Like, coming into some of the storylines here, I completely agree with you that it was an event where no one was really truly prepared. Everyone kind of went in, like I said, everyone's like, we're not prepared for this event, we're just here to have fun, and we're hungry, yada, yada, yada. But takeaways would be Luminosity coming out. That's pretty cool, right? G2, kind of a rough showing. I expected them to reach the finals at the very least. Kind of rough for them, but then again, we saw Shocks come alive. That's a good sign for them. North as well, even though they're going to player break, the future's kind of a little uncertain if they're going to be sticking around with Mixwell and whatnot, but again, positive signs. So all in all, I think, you know, there are a few pretty cool takeaways from this event.
A huge takeaway from this event could be the Astro family that you can join, actually. Let's go ahead and head over to astrogaming.com and join the Astro family. You see that beautiful headset? You see it there on your screen.
I want it.
You want it?
Yeah.
Well, guess where you can go to get one?
Astrogaming.com.
Fair enough. Now, you know, we do have the top 5 plays of the tournament brought to you, in fact, by Astro. And perhaps we should just take a look at it. And Chad, talk me through this one.
If AZ's ace is not number 1, I'm going to be blown away here. But, well, more AZ on the screen here to kick things off with a nice little spray down from the arch side. Delivering in spades in that Giants matchup, which was a bit of a shellacking. But it's a good way to pad the stats, you know, throughout the tournament. We're getting it twice, so we get to see AZ just as nice.
Number 4.
And this would be Snatchy. Okay, this was a pretty clutch moment. I think this was one round which actually triggered me a little bit. He had no business winning this one as a 1v3, which he kind of threw away.
He kind of played good throughout the tournament there, as to see it happening again. Going to be moving on to number 3 momentarily. Oh, it's the boy Valde again. So you guys just caught this one, but this was a clutch moment, and the way that he played this in the scenario in the end, you don't actually get to see all the little bits and pieces, but timing played a huge factor in this last kill here. Was able to get from the bomb train across towards heaven, and Torben, I believe it was, the last guy alive, didn't even see him cross, was definitely not expecting him to be up top of the ladder, making the kill, raining the bullets down from the heavens, and picking up a very instrumental round in what was a bit of a bullying onto the brothers. But Mixwell with number 2 with his AWP, just constantly re-peeking. The third shot here completely blind, and the fourth one, a nice little flick of the wrist.
5 shots, 5 kills. This is a very, very good display from him. I think this is the first time we kind of saw Mixwell come alive in this tournament as well. So pretty good stuff from him.
Yeah, a lot of faith to have him just come in as an AWPer, and most of the time he's a hybrid player. You know, he spoke about not wanting to be a full-time AWPer by any means, and kind of in this North structure didn't need to be. Oh, of course, it had to be the AZAs. This was absolutely mental. I think we've done this one to death almost, but this has to be one of the top 5 pistol aces in all of CS history, including 1.6, Source, all the games.
It's up there with Edwards' ace against Fnatic back in the day.
And you think about that ace, they weren't even looking at him.
Yeah, that's there.
They were all looking the other direction, so there's a little bit of difference in that one. These ones, they're actually trying to fight him.
And he got a kill without even seeing the guy.
Yeah, so that's
impressive
pretty sweet.
It's all pretty sweet stuff. Again, the top 5 plays brought to you by Astro Gaming. Head over to astrogaming.com. Check them out while you're checking us out. And perhaps even on top of that, you go pick up some tickets to DreamHack Masters Stockholm over at the Globe. It's going to be, what would they say these days?
Round?
Lit. There we go. That was the one. Yeah, that was the one I was looking for. Make sure you buy some Stockholm Masters tickets. It's going to be a hell of a tournament. And, well, maybe you see some of us there. Maybe you see some of the teams that you saw here there. And with that said, Chad, anything you want to say before I close this off?
No, I'm done, man. I'm done and dusted.
Done and dusted. Again, thank you to all of the sponsors who made this very much possible. Astro, Corsair, Monster Energy, and as always, Hacks GG. My name is Trey Stunnis-Saranthus. I have thoroughly enjoyed your company, and I have appreciated you watching us all weekend long. Thank you very much, and good night.